Welcome back. Tales from the Cassette. I'm Jeff Beach.
Joey Graves.
And following the massive success of our last show, where we discussed Van Halen, we're going to continue the theme and stick with a popular band from this one wasn't from the 70s, but from the 80s and 90s and beyond. Today, we're going to talk about Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. So, but before we get there, and I referenced it, we had our biggest show ever with the Van Halen show that we did a couple weeks ago. And as of today, we're sitting at 416 views. So thank you to all of you that have listened. We picked up some additional subscribers, which is great. And we had some good comments. So thank you, Jets Blitz, for jumping in. Called us out a little bit to say, hey, what's the deal with you just, picking up Van Halen in the 80s? That's fair. That is fair. But they had some good songs. I haven't gone back to listen, but pointed out that Light Up the Sky was one of their better songs. And so I think we need to go back and listen to that one.
Yeah, I have not done that yet either. So.
Yes. So appreciate that. We thought we would continue the theme tonight, and we're going to talk about Bon Jovi. Now, this is my wife's favorite band in the world, and so I've got to get this show right. Got to get this show right. So, have you ever seen Bon Jovi in concert?
I have not. I have not.
I believe I had tickets to Bon Jovi and ended up selling them off back in the 80s. So I don't think I have seen them either. Now, the show I was really looking forward to in 2020, Bon Jovi was on tour with Bryan Adams. And we had tickets to see that tour in the summer of 2020. And, of course, we know what happened then. Everything was canceled.
Having watched some YouTube videos of him performing, I don't think you probably missed much.
Yeah, I don't know if COVID gave him the problems with the throat, or that was something that was coming on regardless. But I think it's well documented that his voice was done around that time.
Yeah, I've seen some very painful.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't move. There was a show in London I watched, and he didn't move around much. He pretty much stayed in one spot.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. Now, there's been
think about Paul Stanley. Think about Paul Stanley, who's older and has 8-inch heels on.
Right.
He at least walks around the stage,
Right. Yeah, and John Bon Jovi's younger. There's been indications that his voice has come back. So I don't know if there was surgery involved, but I think that his voice has come back. I've seen videos recently where he sounded much better than what some of the other videos that are out there. And so I guess the question would, like most of these vocalists today, they all are reaching the age where it's getting tough.
Well, we love Paul Stanley, and he certainly has lost his voice, but he's 70-some years old. But he is, like, when he sings for Soul Station, he's writing songs that are in the lower register, so he doesn't have to reach those high notes. Probably the same for Bon Jovi. He is probably adjusting the way he sings on new material.
Mm-hmm.
So he could maybe pull it off live. He may not be able to pull off, In and Out of Love in 2025.
Maybe not. And maybe not a show every night. I think Steven Tyler with Aerosmith has seen that now. And that, they can't do their full tours or anything like that. And so, they're cutting back and doing other things. So it might be something like that. I'm interested to see if he can pull it off. I think if Richie Sambora would come back and join the band, I think that would help with some of the backing vocals. But it will be interesting to see if they figure it out. I thought it was interesting talking about Bon Jovi tonight because, as I mentioned last week, I'll reference it again. But this book, hair bands and all that. So Van Halen is prevalent in this because they're on the West Coast. Bon Jovi was completely on the East Coast during this, later time frame. I think they're an interesting band from like our perspective because, around the time, Van Halen existed and they had all their stuff, and even Def Leppard was out there with their songs. But in the, coming up into the, I guess, early to mid 80s, Bon Jovi was kind of just one of the other hair bands. They weren't big yet. They had 2 albums that were okay. I think we listened to those albums. I can remember listening to those albums and liking them and thinking they were good albums and liking the songs that were on there, In and Out of Love and Runaway and Hardest Part of the Night and all those songs. But it's funny because as I was going back through the song list, I was like, oh yeah, just thinking about who that band was at that time before Slippery When Wet.
Totally different band.
Totally different band. So, we'll talk probably about some other hair bands, but they were like a Dokken, or they were like some of these other hair bands at that time. And then they just got it completely right.
Well, because one person, really, in my opinion.
Yes. Well, he is all over that, but let's talk about it first. So Bon Jovi, didn't exist before the 80s. I did not know that Runaway was a John Bon Jovi song that he pretty much did by himself, and local radio picked it up, and that's how really the band came to be.
Now, wasn't the what's his name, the keyboardist? He was him and John have been together fairly long.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he was the so I think you're talking about Hugh McDonald.
No, the keyboardist. Hugh McDonald was the bassist.
Yes, right. Yeah, because he was the bassist that was there for some early stuff. Wasn't part of the band, but now he's part of the band. Right. Yeah. Yes. So, and then of course they formed. They put out their first album in '84, which is late from that perspective of like what we were listening to, and so it's just that was a pretty good album. Runaway on there. She Don't Know Me is a good song, which they didn't write. And yeah, but pretty much, Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora wrote all the songs, a couple good songs. And then they went on, and then 78, how do you say that? 78,000 degree Fahrenheit, or 7,800 degree? 7,800. In and Out of Love. I can remember listening to this one a lot. So one of us must have had the cassette of this, because I can remember listening to this one a ton.
Not me.
Not you? Okay. Maybe it was Brian. I
did not buy a Bon Jovi album until New Jersey.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, there was this one. And then it's funny because the record label was basically like, you guys need to get it right this time. You need to get it right this time. 7,800 degree Fahrenheit was an okay album. Didn't get big airplay. They had potential. You could see it on there. And then the big one came. And I can remember vividly when Slippery When Wet hit the market. Because, they hit with You Give Love a Bad Name right out of the gate. And that's the video that gets played on MTV. And yeah, and then when you bought the album, you realize that before, the singles started being released. So if you didn't have the album, you didn't know. But if you bought the album, you realized this thing is loaded with songs. So that was really the coming out party for them. big time. Because of, you can say it,
Desmond Child.
Desmond Child is all over this album. All over it. You know, which is funny because did you find somewhere where they connected? Because he's not on the previous albums.
I think it was the producer.
Introduced him.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I can't recall. I've heard the story, but
yeah. So Bruce Fairbairn is the producer on this album, and so yeah, and Desmond Child's all over it. So in fact, he wrote of the songs on here. He wrote 1, 2, 3, 4 of the songs that I can see. And I don't have some credits on a couple of them, so maybe he wrote some more too. Oh, no, he did not. So he wrote 4 of these songs. But You Give Love a Bad Name, Living on a Prayer, Without Love, and I'd Die for You. Yeah, pretty impressive. So this album it gave them 3 top 10 hits. Went to number 1 on the album charts. Certified 15 times platinum back in the day. So, this thing I can remember, so you and I were juniors in high school when this came out. I can remember this being played nonstop all the time by everybody, whether you were into hair band music or whether you were into pop music or whatever. This was the album that came out that year.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly, when you turned on MTV, you had Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi was everywhere. They had the look.
Yes.
I mean, they had 2 good-looking front guys, and when 16-year-old girls flock to something, 16-year-old boys flock to something
as well. Yes, you're totally right. Yeah, it's funny too because if you read about the time frame that was going on here with them, so they released this album, and they don't really realize how big it's going to get because they're just doing the same thing. They needed to release another album. This was the 3rd one. Record company told them to get it right. They go out on tour. They're kind of touring as a backup band, and then the videos start to get released, and you Give Love a Bad Name, Living on a Prayer. By the end of their tour run, they're headlining.
Well,
Massive headlining. They're a huge band, and they're a totally different band at this point. So now they went from, this is a couple years before Def Leppard released Hysteria, but it's sort of the same thing. Def Leppard they were a big band. They became a monster band when that was released. Yep. Totally different.
That one album. Yep.
One album. Yeah. And this was it. This is one album. I can remember you and I having the conversation among the friends and all that. It's like, how come, Kiss has always been big, but they never got an 80s album that was like this. Never. It's like, how come they can't? They were writing with Desmond Child.
Well, I mean, Desmond Child has co-wrote their most listened to song on Spotify. I mean, it's over 1 billion listens.
Yes, he has.
Thanks for Loving You.
Yes.
I mean, it's worldwide. I think it's their best-selling song is Desmond Child. 79. So we are at their 3rd album. Well, did you want to go back and go through the albums, or you want to wait till?
Yeah, we can. What we wanted to do tonight was really talk about our favorite 10 or so songs from Bon Jovi. But the one interesting thing, so we're at their 3rd album. I count 16. I have not listened to all 16.
Well, what albums?
Uh-huh.
I got to Crush.
Yeah, Crush, right, and which is the 7th. I've heard things. It's interesting as they've become an older band, a more mature band, and they've obviously dabbled with country and all of that. Their music now just sort of is a blur. I couldn't, I've listened to some of their things, but nothing stands out like it used to. Now, we'll talk about the songs. I mean, there's some stuff that they did on some of the later albums, but really since they started doing Lost Highway in 07 and since then, yeah, nothing to me stands out on their albums.
Hope Diane doesn't kill me or want to kill me, but I listened to Bon Jovi.
Uh-huh.
A couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago, I listened to all of Van Halen.
Mm-hmm.
Van Halen is a much stronger band than Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
In totality, a much better band.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, not counting Gary Sharon years, but David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar, I mean, they're like this. Whereas Bon Jovi went up, and then they just kind of
came back down. Yeah,
they went down.
Yeah, because you had New Jersey. New Jersey, I can remember. So Slippery When That's out. 2 years later, they released New Jersey. I can remember buying New Jersey when it came out, and when I first heard it, I was disappointed because you're like, "Where's Slippery When Wet Part 2?" What you want when any type of album comes out like that? That's what you want next.
Well,
now,
Bad Medicine was, I think, Slippery When Wet Part 2.
I guess,
but the rest of it, no.
I think it's aged better than I think it did back then. And it was a huge album for them, obviously. And then they had, they took 4 years before Keep the Faith came back out, which was the grunge period. So, and then they started doing multi-years between, which I think hurt them. So when you say, that they're not as strong as Van Halen, I think that's the other piece too. They just weren't there as much. They were not in the market like other bands, even Van Halen around that time frame. I mean, early days Van Halen, you get an album a year. Later days Van Halen, it's at least every couple years. Bon Jovi, after New Jersey, goes 4 years, nothing. And then they go 3 more years. Then they go 5 years. And by that time, they've got their fans, but they're not getting new fans. Because MTV's gone and all of that's gone, and we know all about that. So their fans love it. Radio play starting to go away, and that's where it is. So, but really, we wanted to talk about our top 10 or so favorite songs, and with that, I think we'll touch on some of the albums as well.
And I believe I may have a surprise number 1.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me pull my list up here. Yes, so I put mine in order today. I made my list first, and then I went and put it in order. We'll start at the bottom. How about that? Yeah. All right. I'll give you mine. You always go first. I'll go first.
Go ahead.
To take the pressure off you. All right. My number 10 is Only Lonely. So from the second album that I disparaged just a moment ago.
7,800 Fahrenheit.
Uh-huh. Not 78,000. Only Lonely. I like that song. So I've got a soft spot in my heart for the songs off those first 2 albums because, you and I and our friends were all into the hair bands, and that's what they were at the time. So we had Dokken, we had Bon Jovi, we were listening to, who else we were listening to? Give me another one. Rat. Yeah.
Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Poison.
Yeah. So this was just another band, and these albums were, they're pretty good. So I liked Only Lonely off this album. And like I said, I think somebody had it, so I was listening to this cassette quite a bit. By the way, I'm not moving around out here, but my dog keeps jumping on me. So if you see me fidgeting, I'm just trying to keep him off of me. Go lay down. Go. Okay. All right. Your turn.
I'd die for you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll comment as well. We can comment if we have that. Actually, I don't have that on my list. I thought I did. I eliminated it when I had to get down to 10.
Yeah, I mean, it was on the cusp. I mean, but I enjoy that song.
Yeah, I mean, that's really a good one.
I mean, the Slippery When Wet's full of great songs.
Great song. Yeah. That one's pretty good, I think. I mean, it's I don't know if they played that one in concert a lot, but that's a good like rock concert type song. All right, I'm gonna go back to the well. I'm sticking with some earlier albums, and my second one, my number 9 would be She Don't Know Me.
Very good. Very good song.
Yeah. So She Don't Know Me. I again, it's funny. That's not nobody from the band wrote it. But like that song. Again, I think when I was putting this together, I was thinking, okay, that song, and I can remember listening to this album and how much I liked it, and yeah, but just a few songs. I would skip songs. That was one I skipped to. All right, what's your number 9?
Runaway.
Oh, okay. Well, Runaway is my next one on my list.
Okay.
So it's close together. Yeah, Runaway. Yeah. Runaway is a good song.
It is a good song.
He did it by himself. Yeah, it's a good lead album, good introduction to Bon Jovi. Good for him doing that on his own. I was thinking about I probably should go, and probably somewhere out there is the original demo.
Oh, I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. All right, so Runaway is my number 8. So give me your 8 then.
Social Disease.
Why do you like that song?
I think it's an anthemic. It's a catchy song.
Yeah. I've never really liked that song.
Really?
I don't know why. It's not probably one of my least favorites off of Slippery When Wet. Besides Wanted Dead or Alive, which I also don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I think I liked it the first 100 times I heard it, but now I'm just like sick of it.
That it's funny you mentioned that, because that was a hard thing to do with this putting the top 10 songs together, because some of these songs you hear daily.
Yep.
So I was just in the car for 16 hours the last several days, and I can't tell you how many times I heard some of these same songs come on the radio. It's similar to where the other day when we were talking about Van Halen, and Jump is super well known, and it probably taints my view of that song. But yes, I tried not to do that with here, because some of their biggest hits are also played all the time still. All right, so that was your number 8, Social Disease. My number 7, I'm going to go into the 90s now with Keep the Faith.
Keep the Faith. Very good.
Keep the Faith. Yeah, good song. Good rock song. Love the drums in that song. Love the way they kind of broke up the rhythm. It's not, like we're talking about, like I Die for You is a lot going on. This song's a little more scaled back. This is probably one of my it's only one off this album that I chose. Also written by Desmond Child. Yeah. So he's still writing with them by this time. So this was 92. Yeah, 92. Late 92, this came out. And he wrote only 2 songs on this album. Yeah. This album also had Bed of Roses on it, which is, yeah. And that was it. That was really it from the big songs standpoint on this album.
Bed of Roses is a good song.
It's okay.
Keep the Faith is anthemic.
Yeah. Did you have that on your list at all?
It is on my list. That the song made the cut from the album, but it did not make my top.
Okay. All right.
So what I did is I went through the albums. I put together I like these 4 songs off this album.
Okay.
Went to the next one. I like these 5 songs.
And then you pared down.
There's a couple albums that didn't have any songs.
And how far did you make it with the albums? To Crush?
I went to Crush.
Okay, yeah. I've listened to Bounce, but like I said, nothing's sticking out in my head of anything that I like on there. I've listened to Have a Nice Day too. I have Have a Nice Day on CD.
So we're at number 7.
Yeah, we're at number 7 for you. Mine was Keep the Faith.
In and Out of Love.
Yeah. You know what? I crossed that one off. That was like number 11, 12 for me, something like that. But it's a good song. Yeah.
Good rock song.
Good opener for that album.
Yeah. Just a catchy song. I think they did a great job with it. I think they did a great job with that album.
Yeah. I did too. Well, I mean, we talked about it earlier. I don't know how many more songs you have off this album. I do not. But you have one? Okay.
One
Well,
more.
we'll talk more about this album when you have the next one. We'll save that. All right. So we're gonna go number 6.
Well, you gotta go. You go 7. You go 7.
Now my 7, I think. Let's see, 10, 9. Yeah, my 7 was Keep the Faith. All right. So your 7 is In and Out Love. All right. Not a lot of crossover so far. My 6, I just mentioned. I've got the CD to this. Have a Nice Day.
What album is that on?
Have a Nice Day.
Is it After Crush?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I did. I listened to. Is it the album right after Crush?
Let me tell you real quick. Have a Nice Day is after Bounce. So Crush was 2000. 2 was Bounce. 5 was Have a Nice Day.
Yeah, maybe I went past Crush and I just did not pick any song.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember liking this album as I was looking over the song list and before going back to listen. It's probably been years since I listened to the whole thing. You know, this had the Who Says You Can't Go Home, the duet he did, country duet. So that was popular. You know who's on this album? Desmond Child.
Oh, Desmond Child. There you go.
He wrote Bells of Freedom, which is not on my list. But yeah, I do like Have a Nice Day. I think that's a classic Bon Jovi song that doesn't really fit the rest of this album.
I mean, I've heard the song numerous times, but just
yeah. So that's my number 6.
My number 6 is She Don't Know Me.
Oh, that's a good one too. That's another I took off. That's all. It was right there on the list though. Yeah, She Don't Know Me. Good song. No, actually, no, that's right. I'm sorry. That one did make the list. So that was my number 9. She Don't Know Me.
That's what I thought. I thought maybe you said that.
Yeah. She Don't Know Me. Yeah. So that there were a few songs on that first album. I mean, Runaway, we both had. She Don't Know Me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that whole thing.
I would say the first 2 albums have a lot of filler.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
And then Slippery When Wet has pretty much no filler.
Yes.
And then New Jersey has a lot of filler. And I think like I said, it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
A lot of their songs sound alike.
It was hard back in the day when there was filler because we had to fast forward the cassette.
I mean, I say that a lot of the songs sounded alike.
Mm-hmm.
You know, am I sounding like a 55-year-old man when I say that?
The Bon Jovi fans are going to think so. All right.
Okay.
So,
well, I mean, I understand why people like them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Yes.
Everybody has the right to their opinion.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that was your number 6. She Don't Know Me. I had that one in my top 10 as well. My number 5. Are we at 5? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, my number 5. I'm going to go to the New Jersey album, Born to Be My Baby. I like that song. So, like I said, when New Jersey first came out, I can remember throwing it in CD player. We're CDs now at this time. So I had CD player. And listening to it thinking, this doesn't sound like Slippery When Wet. And I didn't like Bad Medicine, which was the first single released from this. So that didn't help.
You didn't like it?
I did not. Still don't like it.
Because you know why? It's my number 5.
Oh. Well, and that was written by
Desmond Child.
Desmond Child. Yeah, he was all over this album. This album's a who's who of 80s writers. Desmond Child, Diane Warren, Holly Knight. All over this album. Yeah, I didn't like Bad Medicine then. Don't like it now.
I love it.
Never have.
I still like it. Still like it today.
Okay. All right. That one did not make my list. Not on here anywhere. Okay. Number 4. I'm going to go into, let's see, we got to get the year right. I'm going to go to the year 2000 on Crush. for It's My Life.
Very good song.
Very good song. Bon Jovi, you know, I talked about, you know, their skipping years and all that. This is a Bon Jovi song. It's a perfect song. This song would have fit on Slippery When Wet, Bad Med, or New Jersey. It would have fit in those albums perfectly. Now, I remember we used to listen to this album a lot when it came out because, as I mentioned, Diane's a Bon Jovi fan. So when we would be in the car, we would listen to this album. So, but I do like It's My Life. None of the other songs stood out to me. Oh, you know what song? Actually, one song I do like on here that I think like it's on my fun rock playlist is the last song, One Wild Night. Not one of my favorite Bon Jovi songs, but I do think it's a fun song. Okay, that was my number 4.
My number 4, Raise Your Hands.
That's good. Yep. Back to Slippery When Wet. Yeah. Not written by
Desmond Child.
This one was written just by John Bon Jovi and Richie. Yeah, this is a good song. That's a good rock song. This would be, I assume they played this a ton in concert because it's a perfect concert song.
Well, like I said, I am drawn to melodic, anthemic songs. I don't know why. That's what draws me in. Songs that you can like with choruses that you can sing along with, or scream to, or whatever in a car. It's Raise Your Hands to a T.
I like that song. All right, now we're top 3. This is where I was. Okay, do I, you know, where am I being tainted on? Because some of these songs are huge, but I went with. I thought I did a pretty good job breaking it down. So my number 3 is Living on a Prayer.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah. I mean, you hear that song all the time, but it is, even when it comes on the radio, you know, it's not like some of the really, you know, the songs that you know so well that you shut off. It's not, you know, this one's still a good song.
It is a fantastic song. It probably deserves to be number 1 because it's a well-written song.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm so sick of hearing it.
I know. Did you put it in your top 10?
No, I did not.
Okay. I did think it was interesting that this song almost didn't make the album. And I mean, if you think about this album, so they released You Give Love a Bad Name, which was a big song. Video was really good. You know, so hey, Hairband comes out, big song. Could have just done that and they would have just been continued on as a, you know, one of the hair bands from the 80s. Without this song, they don't get there.
Yeah, this is the song.
This is the one that did it. And it's funny, the article I read about it just said, you know, Sambora was like, let's put this, you know, squawk box thing in the song, change it up a little bit, and we should include this song. And gets put on the album. Yeah. This is the one that did it for him.
And like I said,
perfect
it
song.
probably should be number 1, but I'm so tired of it.
It's got a great beat to it. So, all right. Well, that's my number 3.
You Give Love a Bad Name.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give it away. That's my number 1.
It is a fantastic song. The video is great.
Mm-hmm. Great rock song.
Yes. The video showed the band having fun, smiling on the stage. And, you know, again, great song. Timeless
Song. Yeah. Really good. Written by
Desmond Child.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, we haven't mentioned it yet. I just thought about it as I was looking at the album list. But you know, the famous cover of just the Wet. You know, there's the other cover they chose not to use.
Yeah,
for Slippery Wet with the girls on it. Yeah, yeah. It's funny that the cover is just, you know, a trash bag with Slippery When Wet written on it, and that's the one that made this multi-platinum album for the cover. So yeah, I gave you my number 1. So that was number 3 was Living on a Prayer. That's your number 3. My number 2, I think this is a really fun song. I'm going to go back to New Jersey for Lay Your Hands on Me.
Yeah. Was not in my songs off that album.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite video of theirs. Yeah, you know, the whole thing, it starts out, it's got the slow, you know, lead up to the song. He's under the stage.
And it shoots up. Yeah.
And he shoots up in the thing. And yeah, I thought that was perfect. I remember, you know, we must have, I'm trying to think. I think I was planning to go to a show and my parents were like, who are you going to see? And so I played them this video. So now I did not go. So I must have sold, I'm pretty sure I sold these tickets off because I didn't see them in concert. But that was the video I showed them to say, this is who I'm going to see. Yeah, so good. Lay Your Hands on Me. All right, that's my number 2.
All right. My number 2, It's My Life.
Okay, which I had before.
Yep. These days, I did not have one song off that album.
I looked too. I was thinking I should have something off of that because it was sort of fell in the middle there, but I agree. I did not have anything there.
I mean, I gave it, excuse me. I listened to every song, tried to give it enough time to hook me, and nothing.
Yeah,
but
even
then
4 songs.
Crush. Then Crush, and then It's My Life. Like you said, that's a sing-along song.
Sing-along song. Yep.
Yes. Sing-along song.
Yeah. All right. So that was your number 2. My number 1, I already mentioned, You Give Love a Bad Name. So I'm interested to hear your number 1 because it wasn't. Is it?
I listened to all every album till I think
Crush.
I went beyond Crush, but there was one song that really kind of stood out. Like, man, that's a really good song that I really didn't give ample respect to, I guess, in the past.
Back in the day. All right. Well, I'm interested to hear this.
Silent Night.
Oh,
Silent Night on 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
It's a very good song.
It is a good song.
I don't know if it's not a rock, certainly not a rock anthemic song. But it's not really a slow song either. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of a moderate tempo song, I guess. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. That's your number 1.
That's my number 1. Now, if we do this in 5 years, it could be something totally different.
Well, it's funny, you know, we talked about some of the ones. I mean, I think Tokyo Road is a good rocker off this album. A song that I did remove off my list because I tried to get to 10 was Hardest Part of the Night. And I thought hard about that.
Well, I mean, I took Living on a Prayer off my list.
You gotta have that one on there.
Wanted Dead or Alive, Keep the Faith, Bed of Roses.
I don't like that song at all. Yeah, there are some that I just don't like.
Well, you got to remember when it was, Bed of Roses. So, what were we, 18? Yeah. No, we were in college.
Yeah.
18, 19. I mean, you're making out. You're going out on dates and, you know.
You can do that with a rock song.
So, I mean, Bed of Roses, you know, that was, hey, if it got everybody in the mood, more power to it. So.
Well, yeah, it was interesting doing this listing after we did Van Halen a couple weeks ago, just because, well, one, Van Halen, you know, in the 70s, I thought that their albums were easier to differentiate. And so when I went to do a Van Halen review, I knew where it was coming from. And a lot of these albums, I think they sort of blend together, we mentioned. So,
like I said, there's a lot of them sound alike.
Yeah, they do. Once you get past, you know, really past New Jersey, they really start to sound alike. And so I think it's interesting that there's such a huge band because it's all based on really 2 albums in the 80s.
And a few songs scattered here and there.
Yeah, but even then, I mean, like Keep the Faith, and you had It's My Life and stuff like that. I mean, those weren't as big as what they got from the 80s. Those 2 albums back to back were just monsters and turned them into really what they are. And I guess, you know, a lot of bands can say that. I mean, you know, Def Leppard really never had the huge hit like they did with Hysteria again, but they didn't need it. They already that band.
Yep.
They were on the event. We'll talk about Def Leppard one of these days. We'll do that.
Yeah. Please, let's do it.
Yeah, we'll do that.
They have a
Okay.
They have a lot of albums too.
I know. And then a lot of albums that they keep putting out, and like I've listened to some, but yeah, those blend together too. All right. Well, that is our Bon Jovi discussion. I like doing these groups because we could do any band. Do Dawkins. we could do a Rat one. Yeah. We could do Striper. So, but that's our Bon Jovi one. If you like that, if you have some comments, if we missed a song, let us know.
We love comments.
Yep.
We do respond.
We do respond. We try to respond to every comment. If we should go listen to one of the latest releases from Bon Jovi, because if you're talking after, I think the last album we had a song from in our list was Have a Nice Day, and that was 2005. So in the last 20 years, they've released 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums, including Forever last year. So if there's something we should go listen to, put it in the comments and we'll go listen to it. We can do that.
I will. I need to go, like the comment about the Van Halen. I'll need to go back and listen to the song that he recommended.
Yeah, that he recommended. I guess it's a he. I don't really. You don't really know.
I think it's a he, but
he or she.
Who knows?
But yeah, so you'll find us on X and on YouTube and on Spotify. So like and share and comment. And if you have suggestions, if you'd like to hear us talk about another band, happy to do that. And our next show, I believe we are looking to put together with a special guest.
Yes. And we'll talk about after we stop recording. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to set that up. So that would be recorded a couple weeks from now. And it's not one of our current friends. And so it's not cheating. And yes, it's an actual outside guest.
Guest who is has many more subscribers than what we have.
Than we do. That's exactly right. So, all right. Well, thank you for listening, watching, and all you do. We'll see you again soon. I am Jeff Beach.
I'm Joey Graves.
This is Tales from the Cassette. Signing off.
Have a good night.